Parent Circle for having me over here. I think it's a wonderful initiative. And the reason my beautiful wife is here is even though she was suffering with viral fever last week, but she wanted to be a part of this because we are all parents. Both of us, I've got two kids. My son is 8-year-old and my daughter is 6-year-old, and we know how important parenting is. And whoever has followed my career always, I've mentioned in the open, the influence of my parents, the kind of upbringing they gave me, and because of that, I've been able to face various situations in my life with ease. And when we saw in that AV the reaction of, the way the children shared what makes them happy, most of them, it was material pleasures. And at that age, you expect that. But even then, at that tender age, they're still told that making their parents happy makes them happy. But for me, the biggest gift my parents gave, and I'm sure all these kids will realize once they grow big, once they get into their careers, once they become mature, is the upbringing the parents give to the children is probably the biggest and the best gift any child can expect in their lives. And I was very fortunate. As Nalina already mentioned, my parents always taught me to be a good human being. It didn't matter for them whether how many marks I got in my school, in my academics, how many runs I scored in a cricket match, what I have done. But ultimately what they always used to emphasize is how many people did you make smile, how many people did you make sure that they are happy. And you have to be a good human being before you can make others happy. So I think I was very fortunate that my parents inculcated the best values in me and in my brother. And I think it's the same in my wife's case. Our parents were instrumental in making the person she is, a very humble, very modest, and very cultured. I still call her a girl or a lady. Yeah, very cultured person. And I think it's very important. And all of us know that in our lives, at whatever age we are today, how much influence our parents had in our lives till now. So I think it's a great initiative. Raja gave an excellent demonstration. It's quite easy. But when I was seeing that, I was remembering my time in Lancashire, England. This was in 2007. Me and my wife, after the tour of England, when India played England in the Test series, I was contracted with the Lancashire team to play the county cricket. And there were times when I used to be out for almost a week. And my wife used to stay back in Manchester. There were times when my son, Sarvajit, who was just 7 months then, would fall sick. And I was not in Manchester, I was traveling to play a county match. But what does Shailaja do? Shailaja picks up the phone, calls my parents, asks them what's the best medicine, what's the best medication she can give to my son. She was fortunate, I was fortunate that my parents were just a phone call away. But I was always thinking, what happens to the people or the parents who don't have access to doctors at late hours in the night, especially when they're traveling abroad. They're in unfamiliar conditions, unfamiliar environment. What does happen to these kind of parents? And I think that's a great initiative by Parent Circle, because all they have to do is log on to Parent Circle, just type in what's the problem with their kid, and I'm sure they'll get proper advice. I think that's so important because both me and my wife always try to go on Google, and as Raja mentioned, it's not necessary that the first 2 pages in the Google, when you go to Google search, will give you the best resources available. It may be in the 10th page, it may be in the 50th page, but sometimes we miss out because we don't go beyond the 2nd page on Google search. And we may not end up getting the right kind of resources for the need we have for our kids. But when you go on Parent Circle, I'm sure that we'll get the right kind of answer for the kind of resources we require. Example, where to join my kids for a dance class. All I have to do is probably go on Parent Circle, dance class in Hyderabad. I'm hoping that they'll have more resources from Hyderabad also. And you can, it's just a click away where you know that where I can send my kids for learning dance. So I think it's a fantastic initiative. And the other important thing which I feel, which I would love to add here is my experience as a kid. Because a lot of people, when they hear my story, they have sent me letters, they have sent me mails saying that my experience has in fact helped them to allow their kid to pursue the passion they have. The experience which I shared in the open, saying that my parents gave me the freedom to play cricket, choose cricket as a profession, even though they were doctors, they never ever forced me to become a doctor. Whereas we all know, I was from a conservative family. I was from a family where academics was given a lot of prominence, but my parents gave me the freedom to pursue my passion, pursue my dream. Whereas some of my friends who were probably more talented than me, their parents didn't give them the freedom. Their parents forced on them to either become an engineer or become a doctor, which they did. But when they see their friend who went on to realize their dream of playing for the country, they feel a bit disappointed. Whereas a lot of parents actually are in a similar kind of situation. And when they see my interviews and they contact me or they contact my parents, how did you allow your son to pursue his dream, passion? And my parents say, simple mantra is every child has got a unique talent. It's important to give an opportunity for them to realize their potential, to opportunity to display their talent. And that's a simple mantra. And they, because of my experience in my life, because of my example, they allowed their kid to pursue their passion, and all of them have really been successful. So I think it's a great platform where I think the experiences of various people like myself can be put on this platform and in this website, where people can go and just a click away, they know what exactly can be done, what are the various options available for a parent when they're in a situation which has been faced by someone like me before. So I think, thank you very much, Ms. Nalina and the team in Parent Circle. I'm sure that this is going to be a super hit, and you can definitely expect the first subscription from my wife, Sailaja, because I know that she was, seeing that with a lot of attention, that what can be done and it can be helpful for her in helping our kids to become happy kids. I'm sure they're happy, but they can be more happy if we have more information, which is authentic information, and trust is an important word which you have used when you are talking. And all the people who are contributing in this website are, I'm sure, very responsible, very authentic, and trustworthy people. So I'm sure that all the information here is authentic, and we all can benefit from visiting this website. So all the very best with this initiative, and may all the parents enjoy they enjoy bringing up their lovely kids by using this wonderful website.
Parent Circle wanted to understand the pulse of Indian parenting today. So we joined hands with IMRB to do a nationwide survey to gauge how parents and teens actually connect and understand each other. Our survey, on one hand, gave us plenty of hope. 70% of kids wanted to make their parent happy. And this is something that we all can smile about. It was equally heartening to know that 61% of kids actually saved some of the pocket money they received. And what made me most happy was that parents and children are actually beginning to spend more time with each other. But on the other hand, there are several areas of concern as well. According to the survey, 1/4 of the kids actually lied to their parents about their grades, and 1/3 of children are bullied in school. Nearly half of children surveyed feel the parents do not appreciate them enough. And over 1/4 again felt they were being compared to other children. Another disturbing fact was that in today's digital era, over 1/3 of both parents and children believed that there really is nothing to be worried about online. There was nothing to be careful about. This to me was disturbing in particular. So we see there is a lot of change going on. But now we feel it's time to pause and reflect. How much freedom is too much? Are we overindulging our kids? How much responsibility do we give each of them? Which school do we send them to? What kind of foods do we feed them? There are millions such questions that clog our thoughts every day. And what do? The first thing we do is go to Google, and we get 100 million results. So we at Parent Circle wondered, what if we got the help of people we know and trust to help us make sense of this vast amount of information out there? Now, if I want to teach my child to read, instead of me doing a Google search, how do I teach my child to read? What if my child's teacher had already compiled some good resources that I can refer to help my child? And what if my doctor put together some resources on how to take care of a cold at home? I think that would definitely be more useful than just a random Google search. And so what we are actually trying to do is we are trying to connect parents with school community, child experts, family and friends, spiritual communities, special interest groups, could be a special needs group or a homeschooling group, corporate HR, and various business and services that reach out to children and families. So we believe that building this ecosystem and having them all connect to each other would definitely benefit the child. So this is where we come in at Parent Circle. It's a one-of-a-kind web and mobile platform, not only in India, but world over. We're bringing together parents, educators, doctors, and child experts to read and share ideas and experiences in the form of visually engaging multimedia clipbooks. I invite you all to come and join us and experience the joy of raising happy, healthy children at parentcircle.com.